Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel ABAP Genius. In today's video, we will be discussing about the ABAP annotations which are available and the uses of each and every annotation. So this is the CDS view which we have created in our previous video, and we have discussed about the annotation and its purpose. So let us see all the ABAP annotations in this video. ABAP catalog, and you have to click on shift enter, so it will give all the ABAP annotations available. Here we have these ABAP annotations. We will be going each one and what is the purpose and when we have to use that. So first annotation is buffering annotation. If you see the buffering annotation, we have status, type and number of key fields. So if we observe the status, we have three values: active, not allowed and switched off. Active means buffering is active, and not allowed means we don't have the buffering allowed for the CDS, and switched off means buffering is allowed but it is not active. And the default value for the, if you are not using this annotation, the default value will be not allowed. And buffering type, we have full, generic, none, single. So full means the full buffering is allowed. Generic means for some fields or for some particular type it is allowed, and none means buffering type it is none, and single means it is for only single table, like that. And it will be always full, the default value. And number of key fields. So this number of key fields will be the number of key fields available in this CDS view minus 1. That is, number of key fields is k, then it will be k minus 1. Number of fields we can give. So I am giving it as 1. Now the next annotation is DB hints and DB system. So this database system, we can give anything, like in which database we have to run this CDS view. This is mainly used for the SQL statement will be differed if we use this DB system, and we have different DB systems here, which is DB2, DB4, HANA DB and Microsoft Oracle. All these things are there, but in ABAP we don't use it mostly. And DB hint, it will be blank, or we can give it as exam value, like that. Add view enhancement category. So this annotation we will be using to extend the CDS view using the CDS view enhancements. Here we have to give the array of values. Here we have multiple values. Let me comment it down. And we have group by, none, projection list, union. So projection list we will be commonly using, and union is used for doing the union on CDS views, like that. And is group by will allow you to use the group by in your CDS views. Mostly we will be using the projection list. That means it will be the default value for your particular annotation. You can choose array of values, so it won't be any issue. And extensibility is true, and this is, we don't need these ones. I will just comment these ones. And data sources. So the data sources is the one, for example, here we are using VBAK table, that is the data source from which table we are fetching the data. That means from the database we will be using some tables or some views where we will be fetching data into the CDS view. So that is the data source. So this annotation will help you to give all the data sources which are required, and if you make this annotation allow new data sources too, it will allow you to fetch the data from multiple data sources, which means from another tables like line item, VBAP, and another any customer related or any other related data. And if you make this annotation allow new compositions too, this will, if you wanted to do any compositions like do the associations between CDS views, or you wanted to display the data, if you wanted to display the data combinedly of two CDS view, then you can make use of this annotation. And for both of these annotations, the default value will be always true. And this SQL view name, it will be already discussed like in our previous video. This view name will help you to create a view in the GUI table, GUI SAP, in our SAP GUI, and we can view the properties of our CDS view in the brief version. And this preserve key will always help you to use the keys whatever mentioned in our CDS view only. And compare filter will allow you to analyze the joins whatever we are using in the CDS view, and it will help you to run the joins only once instead of running it multiple times. It will lead you to performance issues, so compare filter will always be true. These things will always be default true, and these views it will be coming as default, and SQL view name is the mandatory annotation which we have to give. Even if you try to give, if you don't give the SQL view name and try to execute, it will give you an error. And data maintenance. Data maintenance here we have as restricted. So we have different values here. This is nothing but the TMG type data maintenance. We have allowed, display only, not allowed, and restricted. So allowed means the data maintenance is allowed where we can maintain the data, and display only, so you can just display the data but you can't maintain the data. And not allowed means it is not at all maintained and you don't have any option to maintain the data. And restricted means even you won't be able to preview the output of your CDS view if you make this data maintenance as restricted. So these are the different kinds of values available, and the default value will be display only. So it won't, if you wanted to make it to maintain the data, you can choose the another values, but default value will be display only. So these are the different types of ABAP annotations, ABAP catalog annotations available, and this is the explanation for each of the annotations. And we have service quality annotation, which is very useful, and that is used like in most of the standard CDS view, but we won't be using in our custom CDS view, and that is mainly used for performance optimization, and SAP has recommended us to use that. So we will be covering it up in our next video. Please do like, share and subscribe to this channel for more interesting videos. Happy learning!